What's up, everybody? Welcome to our first show, and maybe the only show. We'll see. You will decide. This is our first Fortnite Tonight show. We're looking for names. If you have ideas, we are reacting to all of Season 4's big changes, the patch notes, and leaks. And we've got DrLupo on. So nice of him to join us. We're going to be talking about the new map, the points of interest. Is this enough for Season 4? Are they making more changes? We're going to talk about the Hop Rocks, of course. We're going to talk about patch notes. And also, maybe we'll talk a little bit about headshots with Lupo knows a thing or two about. I'm here with the lovely staff of IGN, as well as Lupo himself. Thank you for joining, sir. I'm here with Steven Ryu, as well as Casey DeFreitas.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. And I'm Fran Mirabella. We're all Fortnite fans of different flavors. Lupo and Steven in the center are crazy good at the game. And Casey and I are probably
a little bit more casual.
Exactly. I've been playing a lot lately. I know Casey's catching back up for Season 4.
Yeah, played a lot around Thanksgiving and December. Then Monster Hunter came out, so I tuned out a little bit for Season 3. But now I'm back trying to do the challenges, and it's a lot of fun with friends on the console.
So Lupo, real fast, for those who do not know you, give us a quick spiel on where can we find you, when, and you love Fortnite, don't you?
Fortnite's a pretty big deal for me right now, but if you're looking to find me on Twitch, that's where I do most of my work, is just twitch.tv/DrLupo. If you want to find me on YouTube, I got a YouTube channel, it's DrLupo TV, and then Twitter and Instagram are DrLupo on Twitch. I'm trying to consolidate all that down to just DrLupo. I'm working on that. It's in flight. I swear it'll be done eventually, but yeah, that's it's the easiest way to track me down.
Awesome, man. So again, we are trying this show out. If you like it, please support us, share it with friends, post it out there. If you guys like hearing opinion on Fortnite, that's what we want this to be about. Some of us come from Fireteam chats, and you know, Lupo's been part of the Destiny community forever. This is what we do. So I'm very curious if we can do that for Fortnite, but you will help us decide. So let's jump right into it. The game has changed. You know, with Season 4. And so a big reason, obviously, Lupo's playing 10 hours a day over here. Would love to hear your opinions and just get right into it with you. What do you think of, you know, Season 4, the new map, the new points of interest? Has it changed?
I think with a game like Fortnite, especially Battle Royale, a change of pace every couple months, definitely in terms of like map design, locations, and kind of like where the hot zones are, is going to be it's almost required, because if you have too static of a map for too long, gameplay grows stagnant. People start developing like people always go this spot, that kind of it'll get dull. I think the way that Epic is handling a refresh of the map is really, really good, especially with what they did to Dusty. I'm sorry, C's, relax, but Dusty was kind of a no man's land unless you were really dedicated to you either like really hated it or you really liked it. Very few people I know were in the middle. And now with the addition of Dusty Divot and then all the little craters around the outside, we've been calling them Hop Rocks. I think you guys said that earlier too. Those, man, what a change of gameplay. I've seen a lot of opinions, but good and bad opinions, and I think that's good for a game like Fortnite, because more variety, more flavor means more popularity. And so far, it looks like it's going nothing but up, you know?
Yeah, and you know, the question is, with as much as you've played, do you get a feeling that the map is the best it's ever been yet? Or do you need more time with that? Where are you at with how you're liking the change?
I haven't been disappointed in anything that they've done map-wise. The addition of Tilted many moons ago, and even before that, labeling Salty and Dusty, you know, like giving those points a focus and a name, and even that alone, those changes, all the changes they've made thus far have, in my opinion, done nothing but good for the game.
Awesome. What about you guys? Starting with Steven over here. What do you think?
Well, I wanted to ask Lupo, what has your favorite change been in Season 4 so far?
Any way to change traversing a map is going to be good. I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity to do this yet, but if you get an impulse nade and build a giant ramp after you grab one of the Hop Rocks, you can fly at people, and that really that surprisingly throws people off in a pretty big way, because nobody seems to expect it yet. By the end of the season, though, I think that kind of play is going to be more common, maybe more expected, and I think that's a good thing, because over time you get people that you really start to like. People typically with Fortnite complain, especially when it comes to the way that the game handles bloom and just rate of fire and and first shot accuracy. The changes they've made around that typically pretty controversial, and but to counteract that, the changes they've made to the map and mobility have, I think, heightened the skill ceiling in a pretty big way, and people are getting really good at building too. So the Hop Rocks kind of they can negate some of that building advantage that people have, because you can jump up 4 or 5 stories with ease now after you pop one of those things. You kind of have to keep an eye on where they spawn and play strategically around those locations.
And you don't take any fall damage, right? Am I correct in saying that?
You do not take any fall damage.
Yeah,
it's
so
really
you
cool.
can get pretty crazy with it.
Yeah.
So if you have consumed one and it's active and then you fall before jumping, do you get fall damage?
I don't think so.
You can only consume it.
Yeah, you have a 20-second window after you pop it. I think it's roughly 20 seconds where if you consume one, you can fall any height and you're good to go. You don't take any damage. But if you're mid-jump and it wears off, you take fall damage based on how far you fall. And even today, I had one run out mid-jump and took a bunch of damage from it.
That's interesting. Yeah, maybe we should talk more about Hop Rocks in a second, but just points of interest from, you two. Maybe starting with you, Casey. You came out of season 1 more, so played a little bit, but what are you thinking of the new change? Like, does it feel like good old Fortnite, or are you like, wait, it's changed?
So I played a few games here and there during season 3, and like I knew about, I got to test a little bit of the rocket that you could control, and I got to see Tilted Towers before it got hit by a meteor, but it didn't go away. And I'm really interested to hear what people think about Tilted Towers not actually getting removed, because that was such a huge theory, and it was really fun to watch the community theorize about all of these comets in the sky, and that was really fun to follow. And I oversaw the wikis and some videos and tips videos that you did. Yeah. And that was really fun just to kind of be a bystander. And I'm excited to get back into it. Started doing the challenges, and anything new to discover on a map after not coming back for a while is immediately so much more fun and interesting and entertaining. Like just playing, I like to play squads. Like that's pretty much, I only play duo and squads, and just being with my friends, finding new cool stuff. Is awesome. Like we were running around yesterday and I went to Fatal Fields, found a disco ball.
There's so much new stuff on the map. That's where I feel like I've played maybe 5 hours of season 4 or something, and I'm like nowhere close to landing at all these new spots.
Exactly.
And so maybe from you, Steven, like you're quite good. You have a lot of wins on your plate. How you feel about the change? Does it sort of affect your strategy at all? You just feel good or bad about it?
Well, Tilted Towers is definitely not the hottest spot anymore. I think it's Dusty Divot now.
Really?
Lupo might disagree with me. I don't know, but people are.
I think you're right.
Well, it's so easy to be drawn to it because it's such a big spot.
Dusty's still the hot spot. You like this week, of course.
Yeah, because like I was gonna say, a lot of people want to check out the new places and the moon rocks. Everyone wants the moon rocks.
Yeah.
But I think overall they improve the flow of the gameplay. There's more players left now in the mid game, whereas before in season 3, everyone would just drop tilted and you'd have maybe 30 people left after that first initial storm. I also wanted to ask Lupo, is the changes to Dusty Divot enough in your opinion, or were you expecting more?
If Epic is paying attention to what people are saying about, or have been saying, especially when Tilted was thought to be the target, people want a map change. Map change brings a strategy change, like you said yourself, and I agree. I think Dusty is kind of the target zone now because you have an opportunity to get a whole bunch of the little, the anti-gravity stones and jump around like crazy. People really want to do that right now because it's new. I think over the course of season 4, I would not be surprised if Epic came out and said, okay, for the next week, more changes have happened to the map, and they adjust things and they adjust things and they adjust things. Because there's some places that are mostly untouched. Pleasant is almost exactly how it was, if not to a T, exactly how it was before. Yeah. So I think Epic's smart. They know what they're doing. I think pacing release of map changes like this get people excited to play again because they're like, oh, this time I'm going this spot, or every single time because it's brand new, and they throw a couple of them out at a time. I think people will keep coming back. I wasn't disappointed with how much they changed right now because there are a number of different locations that are craters, and that's good. But I think over time, Epic's going to push more stuff out, and make more changes. They're going to be subtle ones over the course of season 4.
Yep. And Lupo, just to check in the run of show here, we only have you for what, 5 more minutes or?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Oh, how many more minutes do we have you for? We know you're a very busy man, so I wanted to check.
4.
Great.
You got 4
so a few
left.
more minutes. And so on that note, we got some more topics on the show. We'll talk about how's the map evolving, etc. I did want to make sure that I had time to ask Lupo about, they got rid of the crossbow. They vaulted it.
That's what I wanted
and
to do.
Headshots have been adjusted, the hit boxes. So supposedly you get better headshots. What do you think of those 2 changes?
My experience with let's talk about the headshot one first. Is a number of times now I'm feeling as though I'm getting headshots more often from underneath than I used to be, which I think is maybe good. It takes away a little bit of the elevation advantage that people felt like they had if you build up on people and you're able to look down. Which was, that was one of the benefits of being able to build really well is you got a top-down view and, getting like a shot, like a one-pump kill, much easier if you're above because that the head hitbox is right there. But I feel like it's giving me the ability to hit headshots from underneath a little more, maybe more than they intended. I'm not sure. But I do think it was a good change because oftentimes I saw multiple clips of like somebody was like mid-dance and the hand would show up in front of the face and a shotgun blast would do like 8 damage to that instead of a one shot. So you're like, this obviously should have been an elimination, and it's not. As for the crossbow thing, I vehemently deny that it was intentional, regardless of the fact that it was in the patch notes. I think Epic, it's got to be a bug. You don't take away the best gun in the game just for no reason. Let's face it. It is by far and away it was one of the most fun ones to use because it was silence. You had to be really, really good to hit really long shots or really have a really big lead. It was a lot of fun to use. I had fun using it. Plus, it was a good way to frustrate my teammate if they were doing something silly.
How many times did you have to use the crossbow before you could accurately headshot someone with it?
You're gonna be mad at me, but it clicked almost immediately.
The natural.
I've played shooters for a long time, so countering for drop and lead and stuff like that for bullet travel time wasn't a big deal. I shot it a couple of times. You figure out how it's supposed to be, where you're supposed to aim relative to where I would have with like a bolt action, and you're done. It didn't take that long.
Now let me ask you this, Lupo. There's been a ton of changes, including like the delay when you pull out a pump shotgun and stuff like that. What is your favorite 5 item inventory right now, including heals and all of that?
Okay. So typically if I have a chance to, I'll run a scar, like a gold scar. I'm assuming we're talking like, unless you want just weapon type. So an AR in the first.
Best case scenario.
Okay. So like a gold scar, a blue pump, because all the other shotguns cannot one shot to the head, even if you're point blank right there. Only the blue pump, only the pump action. So blue or green pump, but take a blue. I would right now. I'm taking hunting rifles over bolt actions pretty consistently.
Me too.
Because first shot accuracy and the reloads, like the bullet cycle speed, so fast that I can almost peek shoot with them and spam like basically one hitters. Yeah, if you hit somebody in the head with a hunting rifle, it's a knockout. It does over 200 damage. And I don't have any issue with using a weapon without a scope on it. So I found the hunting rifle I've really favored. After that, my fourth slot is almost always something to either traverse or counter a build. So like a grenade launcher, spam buildings down, or rockets. Or I really like using impulse grenades and flying at people's bases because those are typically pretty difficult for, we'll say, middle skill, mid-tier and lower players to beat. And then a heal like a chug jug or a stack of 10 minis or something in the last slot.
Awesome.
Nice.
He has to go. And again, we really appreciate your time, Lupo. I will say, just to finish that thought off that we were on the crossbow, I think you might be right. Maybe it's an accident, but maybe it's a little like Disney, put it away in the vault. Then when they bring it back, that you're excited. Exactly. But thank you so much, Lupo, for your time. We're going to continue. We're going to talk about some other stuff, changes in the game with Steven and Casey here. Thanks again, Lupo. And
please make sure to check out his channel. I believe you just hit 20,000 subscribers, Lupo.
27K.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations,
And he is impressive to watch.
Yeah, he has a very family friendly stream. I highly recommend you checking out his channel.
Oh, it's awesome. Thanks so much, Lupo. And we'll be right back.
Oh, I just stuck a dude on the butt with a sticky grenade. He ran away and died.
All right, welcome back, and thank you again to Lupo for stopping by. Check him out on Twitch, twitch.tv/DrLupo. Awesome plays with Ninja all the time and all kinds of awesome players. So again, not me. But let's get into the patch notes. We were talking about headshots. I want to read that from the patch notes. I'm also going to note what else happened with the gameplay. So patch notes 4.0, this launched with Season 4. So in the gameplay, structures on the starting island can now be destroyed. Not the battle bus, though. So I was always looking forward to practice building. That you can now do on the island as you're loading in. The headshots thing, this was big. Headshots are now prioritized when other body parts are in the way. Incoming headshots from above or straight on will no longer be blocked by your character's other body parts. For example, a shot that hits your target's hand will be penetrated through and hit their head if your aim was on point. You'll be credited headshot damage instead of normal damage. Headshots from below that are blocked by body parts, legs, torso, hands, shoulders, arms, will do normal damage, except for impacts very close to your character's head. This affects all weapons except for the rocket launcher and grenade launcher. Other changes: slightly reduce the hitbox size of players' hands. Damage numbers are now visible when spectating a player. Pretty cool. Knocking a player off the island will award elimination credit like a normal fall damage.
But you have to, I'm going to interrupt you a second.
That's all right.
You have to really do it. You can't chase them off the ledge. It's not like in Smash, it's not the last hit. Because someone did that to me at a Flush Factory yesterday because you need to get kills for the challenges. And I was chasing someone, killing them. They're about to die. They jumped off the ledge.
Right.
I didn't get
You have to have recent damage on them.
Well, I had recent damage on them. It wasn't enough to get me the kill. You have to I don't know what you have to do to make that work.
My guess is the last damage you made versus when they fell was just too short of a time between the things.
Too long.
Too long of a time. Okay, the last few changes in gameplay that we saw were fall distance is now shown in the elimination feed when a player is forced to fall by an opponent. So that's pretty cool. You can see, kind of like Snipes, how far you got someone to fall down off their stairway to heaven. And lastly, on the starting island, you can now see other players and player-created structures about 3 times further away from before. So I just wanted to make sure everyone understood the gameplay change. There's a ton more in the patch notes, bug fixes, etc. But those were the big things. So back to the main topic at hand. Let's finish off on the headshot stuff. Steven, have you noticed a difference at all?
Yeah, I actually have noticed. To be honest, I didn't know about this patch note until you brought it up to me. But when I was playing yesterday, I was thinking, wow, some of my shots are connecting more frequently. And I have noticed I have gotten more AR headshots. I don't know about shotgun damage yet. I still have to mess around with that. But it does feel a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, I can say, so I have this thing called Fran luck. So everything's always exploding and breaking. And the context here is I went home and finally got my PC back. And my keyboard's always a little messed up because I'm streaming. And long story short, though, the first night of Season 4, I was connecting, man. Yeah. Like more shots than ever. I changed my sensitivity. I thought it was just that. I also didn't know about the change. I feel like part of it is this. I could be wrong, and maybe just luck finally went my way. But Casey, you're on console, right?
I am.
Have you noticed much yet?
I haven't. I just avoid shooting from below. So I feel like I haven't really done enough to experiment with it because I've only played about 3 hours of the new season.
Okay.
But I have gotten a few more kills than I usually have.
Could be that. I know,
it could
right?
Be that.
It could just be
who knows?
Luck's going your way.
But,
I mean, Steven, what do you think about, Lupo was saying he felt like he got some of those shots from a lower angle, but it's a little contrary to the patch notes unless the impact was close to the head. So he was saying low angles are more viable now. Have you noticed anything with that?
Well, I mean, if you think about it at a lower angle, if their gun or their axe is out, both their arms are covering their chin.
Yeah.
So maybe he's hitting, instead of hitting their hand now, he's hitting their chin.
Could be the smaller hitbox.
Yeah.
So that's a separate change, but in tandem with this. So maybe the smaller hitboxes are letting more bullets through from below.
Yeah, so it makes sense if you think about it in that standpoint. I think it's great. It makes it feel like hit registration is better. overall.
And combined with, because they changed this a while ago where your first shot is 100% accurate now.
Yeah.
It doesn't take into account the weapon bloom.
Right.
So together, everything together, all of those small changes that they've made have made Fortnite feel better over time.
Yep.
And like what DrLupo was saying, I think all of the changes that they've been making have been awesome. It feels like they're really listening to players.
Yep.
I know I mentioned the remote controlled rocket. As soon as it came out, my friends and I were talking about like this needs to be nerfed.
Too
like
OP.
The turn radius needs to be reduced. Like, and we're just talking amongst each other, like what should change. And then next week they made those changes.
They vaulted it.
Yeah. Well, they eventually vaulted it, but they tried to fix it first.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Sure. Well, we'll see what happens when they finally get those jetpacks out there. There was a theory that hop rocks were a replacement for jetpacks.
Yeah, that was jetpacks were supposed to come out for a while.
Supposed to.
Now.
Now there's a new theory that hop rocks are going to replace it. We don't know that. But my point was, I think it's cool to test and break the game a little bit. Come back and fix it. They have been doing a very good job with that. I don't know if it did anything else stick out in the patch notes for you guys.
In the patch notes, no.
Okay.
Not
gameplay changes,
directly in the
period.
patch notes. Well, I think the addition of those hop rocks, it's nice. And it's not so scattered around the map where it becomes a problem. It's only in those craters. So it's like, it's a little moment-to-moment gameplay. If you walk by a crater, it can happen. But it's not like it's everywhere on the map and people are flying around everywhere.
Yeah, and honestly, if someone just picks them up and starts jumping around haphazardly, that just makes them easier to spot target from far away.
I mean, to me, it's kind of like if you want to get in line for that ride and you want to get on the Hop Rocks train, like you can go do that, or you can go outside those giant crashes and deal with it elsewhere. So let's go ahead and we will move on to talking about, is this it for the Season 4 changes? Like, is the map changed? Is everything done? Or is there more to come? People are speculating. Casey and Steven, starting with Casey, do you think this is it for the changes, or are they going to change it more in the next 8-9 weeks?
I think there will be small changes throughout, like there were in Season 3. Like, they'll introduce new weapons or take some out or do some tweaks. I'm not sure about map changes, but I mean, even if they do something like take away I keep wanting to call them
tilted
moon rocks.
And the moon juice, as I call it.
The pop rocks.
So you're saying, maybe they take those out.
What if they take them out? And we've also found some things on the map that are really interesting. Like I found a secret rocket base.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those little hero layers.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things they could do that changes the gameplay and like makes people interested again to explore.
Undecided.
Yeah.
What about you?
Undecided.
So I have realized to never question Epic in terms of changes. They could literally do anything and it would not be out of the question. Do I expect a huge change like a city getting destroyed? Probably not, but I do expect a lot of small changes. Maybe to go back on the Season 4 trailer when the comet first hit, at the very end when the 4 players are looking into the crater, one of the rocks flares up,
right,
and it looks like something's coming out, right? So maybe like
aliens.
Maybe there's an invasion on
maybe an alien is underground and they will burrow up and destroy Tilted. Like you can't question Epic when it comes to these things.
Or we could get alien costumes even. Like,
anything could happen.
Yeah, actually, that's a good note. We're not going to have time to get into it on this show this week. There are leaked skins out there. It's one of those things. Do you want to see it or not? It could be spoilers. Some people are thirsty to see it, but Fortnite Intel and Shield Storm 1, they have some access to the APIs, so they're seeing skins which may make it into the game. Epic has not confirmed it. Be sure to go out there, check it out. But yeah, I think we're going to see some crazy stuff. My general feeling is I thought there were going to be more changes, bigger changes.
I do too.
There's some impact. What's that?
Dusty Depot, though.
Totally, yeah. I mean, Dusty completely changed, but still, I thought Tilted was going to get pretty smashed up. That was what they were trolling us about.
So why were so many people so sure that it was going to be Tilted Towers?
It was a combination
trolled us.
of there was like a bunch of theories, a lot of
signs, and the controller would shake with SOS messages.
Yeah, with the Morse code.
And they did add like the little comet viewing party at Tilted
telescopes
2-3 days before, and Tilted is such a controversial place because so many people went there.
Yeah.
But what they did with Dusty Divot is they added another hotspot to go to. instead of just getting rid of the one hotspot.
Another hotspot.
I don't think it's going to last, by the way.
Really aren't.
I agree with you.
You make an interesting
There
point.
are not that many resources there.
No.
There are a lot of those hop rocks, but there really aren't that many weapons or
right.
materials. Or,
Yeah, what good's the hop rocks without a shotgun?
It just looks like you're on another planet. It's cool. It's cool to look around and be there. But I also wanted to mention before Tilted Towers wasn't Pleasant Park the hotspot.
Yeah,
like I remember that being where everyone
retail
went.
row. Yeah. So
there will always
changing.
be a hotspot.
Yes, and that you're right. So that's what they're doing. My thought is they're gonna want to keep messing with us. That's what I'm saying. They messed with us for the end of season 3. I think season 4 we can expect to see more of that. So we don't know what it is, but we will keep our eyes peeled. We have time for maybe a couple more things. I don't know if you guys have any hot topics that you want to bring up. I do want to check before we close out today.
Tactical or pump shotgun?
Oh, that's a Steven question, but you hear Lupo, he's like, go pump because of the headshot damage.
It also does a significantly more damage than tactical, but tactical you can get more shots off before having to reload.
I mean, I think this is a great topic. What do you think, Steven? What's the pros advice?
I like running a pump shotgun and an SMG. I like leading out with a pump. If you don't kill him if you don't kill the other player with the pump, you just finish him off.
With that one shot.
Yeah, with that one shot, you just switch to the SMG and you finish him off.
That is a really
CAC
good
SMG
strategy.
or suppressed SMG?
Oh, the suppressed SMG is not one of my favorite guns.
The
attack is much
A
better.
lot of why do so many people hate that?
I don't know. It just feels weaker, and I don't know. It's not my favorite weapon. What about you, Fran?
Well, on the shotgun question, I got to go TAC because I just do not have the timing. And if you miss that shot, man, you're left open for so long. So I think that's it. If you're a very comfortable player, I mean, it's sort of obvious. I mean, go pump. The range on it's really good too, where you can just sort of spam TAC a little better. And I feel like it's safer. So that I run
gives
TAC.
you more chances to get that hit.
I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they recently changed the colors, the rarity of the shotguns.
Right. So a blue TAC is the old purple.
Yeah, before it was green, blue, purple, and now it's white, green, blue.
With the TAC.
Yeah,
correct.
with the TAC. And they just changed the colors. They didn't do any of the damage, and their numbers indicated that so many more people started using pump shotguns just because of that color.
Totally. I think it is a little it's placebo. Like you believe that it's better. But to be fair, the colors are supposed to mean what the damage does. And that's what they're trying to get everybody used to, is that if it's green, it's green. I can go green pump or I can go green TAC, and they're going to be similar. Yeah. Just it's the feel. And I do feel that now. And I'm not like looking for the purple TAC anymore. Yeah. Because it doesn't exist.
Something about holding a white gun doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And that doesn't either. And you really want to get rid of the old gray TAC shoddy, which was, to your point, the green. Yeah. And it was kind of trash.
Yeah.
It's a last resort. You normally open with a gray TAC shoddy and then you move on and get like basically as soon as I see a green pump or a green TAC, of course I would get rid of that immediately. I rely on SMGs a lot, I think they're really solid, but the shoddy still kind of
you run across someone who's really good shot with that pump shotgun and you don't stand a chance.
No, you don't at all. So, okay, we have to wrap up things on the show today. This, again, was our first sort of pilot effort. If you couldn't tell, we had to get the studio ready. We had actually some Skype troubles getting set up, but we figured it out.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I'm not going to pretend. I like to tell people the truth. But if you guys enjoyed the show, please leave it in the comments, but more importantly, share. Check us out on Royale Rundown, which is our YouTube channel. Steven, you do so much there. Maybe tell us a little bit about our YouTube channel, Royale Rundown.
I've been providing a lot of content. Basically, if anything happens in Fortnite, it will be on Royale Rundown. And me and the other video teams, we're trying as hard as we can to produce the content as fast as possible. You can find weekly challenge tips. And then over on IGN Wikiside, Casey is making all those pages in text form, so you guys can, if you guys don't want to hear my voice, you can just read it off of Casey.
All of those weekly challenges, we have a page up, and then we'll have maps for all of those. Like, for example, the Fortnite letters, we have a map where all of those letters are. Yep. And every week we have those up pretty quick.
And that is an exclusive map that only IGN has, right?
Yeah, we have an interactive map, super high res. It's the only one, we're the only ones who have it. Yeah. So treasure maps, Fortnite letters, any of those weekly like treasure map type things that you need to find.
Got everything.
Like last season, gnomes, for example, those were on our map.
Yes. Oh, God. I can hear them laughing now. Easiest way to find it, honestly, is go in Google and IGN, Wiki, then whatever you're searching for, or Fortnite, letters, IGN wikis. You will find what you're looking for really fast. Doing our best to keep all that updated. Again, check out Royale Rundown on YouTube, youtube.com/Royale Rundown. And again, please share this if you want to see more of the show. There's a pilot. We want to see if people want this. Maybe make it a podcast. You tell us. Let us know in the comments. And more importantly, great. Now we can discuss in the comments. What do you guys all think of the changes? We want to hear from you. We will be in the comments. That's it for our first show. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you,
Casey.
Yeah, thanks, Fran.
And thanks again to Lupo. Check him out, and we'll be back next week for sure, at least.